Well, hello, my friends, and welcome into my channel. My name's Jackie Alves, and I am so happy to be with you here today on YouTube, sharing some incredible tips and tricks. I'm going to be talking about a perfect canvas, how to get your makeup to look really nice, a great finish, add that dimension with some contour, but in a simple way. And I'm gonna bring in a really beautiful kind of warm cranberry eyeshadow look to go with this sort of cranberry-ish shirt I'm wearing. I figured, you know, holidays, cranberries, whatever. I might as well be a walking cranberry. Anyway, let's get to it, you guys. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate you so much. All of my great friends who have subscribed and are watching regularly. Thank you for all the amazing comments, you guys. I love responding. I love some of the fun stories that you share with me. It's such a great community to be here with all of you. So let's get cracking on these fabulous makeup tips. Oh my gosh, that fire alarm thing back here drives me nuts. I wish I could cover it up with like glitter. Like maybe the fire marshal wouldn't mind. I put some kind of bling on the fire extinguisher. Just a few little dots of bling because it was driving me crazy in this beautiful studio. And there's a big red fire extinguisher. And now this guy. Anyway, God, I'm so easily distracted. Okay, so today I've already got some great skincare going on, of course. And yeah, like, how much do you love this hair? Trust me, this will not be an ode to Flock of Seagulls. I promise. I promise. These are just rollers. I'm going to take it out later and fluff up some beautiful hair. Right now I'm going to start with some primer. And I have some silicone-based primer. I usually use the Jafra All-in-One primer because it's water-based, it's super easy to deal with, and it goes with every foundation. But I'm going to use this silicone base today because I'm using cream. And not that you have to use silicone-based foundation with cream, but my skin is getting drier. I want a beautiful dewy finish, and this primer's really gonna help with that. Nice kind of bright, more alive finish. So this one is called the Jafra Royal Hydrating Primer. Hydrating, remember that. So if you don't like a little bit of shine on your skin, you may wanna opt for something different like a putty primer, a water-based primer, something like that. All right, I'm gonna get started with 2 shades of foundation. Now this is a Jafra Beauty Cream Foundation, and I'm using 2 shades. I'm gonna start with the Golden Tan and the Cappuccino. Obviously, this is not the correct shade for me, but I'm gonna use it for my contour. So I'll start with just a little bit of this beautiful Golden Tan right through the middle. So I don't have to necessarily do all the stripes and things like with, you know, you normally will see influencers and makeup artists and they make the Neapolitan stripes on their face, you know, the brown, the white, and the pink. We don't necessarily have to do that because I can just as easily start with my lighter shade. And I even do this for my clients, you guys. Start with my lighter shade right through the middle. Now, I try not to get a bunch directly under my eyes because I'll be going back with concealer there. I start with the lighter in the middle, go right over my eyelids. Let me come closer so you can see better. And just sweeping gently. I don't want to start yanking on that skin underneath my eyes. Man, I can hear it in my voice. You guys, my voice has gotten so crazy over like the past few months. I got sick way back in February and never got my voice completely back. And this morning I woke up super early and I could really feel today was gonna be a
deep voice kind of day.
So this morning when I woke up, it was like super peaceful in my home. It was really quiet. I wasn't even sure if my husband was there still, because sometimes he'll go to the gym or go out in the desert and just read his devotional or, you know, just spend time in prayer, take off in his truck and go out bumping around in the desert all crazy. So I wasn't even sure if he was there. And I walked back towards his office and there he was. And he had been up for hours. You guys, my husband got up at 3 o'clock, which is not abnormal for him. But he doesn't just wake up, like he wakes up ready to go. Like he hits the ground running and conversations and ideas are flying. All right, I'm gonna take the deeper shade now, that Cappuccino. I like this particular one because it's not a super orangey, deeper shade. It's pretty neutral. And I'm just going to pop my brush in there a couple of times and start bringing some depth into my foundation. Just in those really basic areas where I contour normally, I use like a powder contour because I like to keep it nice and easy. Trying to keep it out of my hair, so I'm going a little slow up here. But anyway, so my husband, he's already up, and I'm like, you know, the queen of that song 9 to 5, you know, roll out of bed and stumble to the kitchen or whatever she says, pour myself a cup of ambition. Now I gotta sing it. No, I won't. Don't worry. So anyway, I was like just needing coffee, but I just wanted to say good morning to him. And he starts in on me saying that he has spent some great time with Jesus, and you know, he's been in prayer all morning. And I'm like, well, what did Jesus say to you? This is what my husband says. He starts singing, "Here I am, baby, come and take me." I was like, Jesus really said that to you? Only my husband sang it in the voice of like Julian from Madagascar, you know, that crazy little lemur or whatever that animal was. King Julian, he was like, "Here I am, baby." And I was like, why are you like this? Jesus talks to you like that. Like Jesus is King Julian from Madagascar. He's like, no, but you know, that's the way I heard the song in my head. I'm like, it's too early for this. I can't do this. Anyway, I'm super thankful for my nutty husband, but you know, sometimes when I wake up and think it's gonna be a peaceful day, man, do I get snapped back to reality. So I'm just going right underneath my jaw here, and my contour is pretty sloppy right now, but it doesn't matter because I'm blending it all together. I like doing the cream occasionally when I feel like my skin just, I feel like I need a little more moisture, a more alive. That's really a weird description, like more alive, but I feel like my skin just glows a little bit more with cream foundation when it's kind of on the dull side this time of year. With seasons changing, it's been super windy, a lot of junk in the air, and I can really feel it in my eyes and I can see it in my skin. So that's really pretty up there. So that Cappuccino was pretty deep on me, and look how beautifully that blended. Now I'm gonna take just a little bit of the lighter shade and go right here along my jawline to sharpen it up. I'll hit this wacky little thing that popped up and reared its ugly head on me today. Some kind of little pimple. You know, that's been the thing with hormone replacement therapy that's been really hard to get used to, is the acne. I don't get very many on my face, thank God. But man, body acne. I don't know if any of you experience that if you're doing any type of hormone replacement and doing like, you know, having to get testosterone supplements and stuff because you're going through menopause and estrogen and all the jazz. But man, body acne, that's rough. It's such a pain in the butt. All right, see how I've sharpened up that jawline and really just blended in my contour really nice. So it's not a sharp contour. I haven't really sculpted my face. You know, everybody's like, oh, we have to have our nose snatched. Like, where did that come from in the first place? My grandma would be appalled. People were saying that. Anyway, now I'm just lightening and brightening right through the middle. Now, I'm not gonna powder yet. You guys know I normally powder right after my foundation, or if you don't, now you do. And I wanna wait on that because I'm gonna use some cream blush today. Highly unusual for me, but I'm gonna actually take two, like a pink, and this one, well, it's called Pink Opal and Desert Topaz. These are also by Jafra Cosmetics. Beautiful. I'm gonna put this like Desert Topaz one here, just a tiny bit, because I'm going to ombre this blush. And now I'll put this one here, the pink one right on top. And see how I concentrated it towards the back quite a bit? It's because I'm gonna bring it forward. And I'm just using my foundation brush, you guys. You can switch over to a different brush if you want. But I just like how this will blend it all together. messy, so I just bring it forward toward my nose and make sure it's blended. It's pretty. All right, doing it on this side. Take it from that hairline and bring it toward your nose. I can hit the bridge of my nose if I want, and a little bit above the arches of my brows because I still had blush in it, so I didn't even have to go back and get more. But I really like it. Now it's hot in here. Turning on that fan again, you guys. Dang. It's the end of October and I'm like, whoa, doggies, shoot far, and all the other weird words and sayings that my grandpa used to say. Anyway, you can use a cream blush if you like it. It's not necessarily better for mature skin, okay? Cream really gets this weird reputation for being best for mature skin. And honestly, you have to take your skin into account. Like, you know, how have you treated it? How, you know, what kind of skincare do you use? What environment do you live in? Are you having hot flashes? All of that, because cream may not be the best choice for everyone. Just because you're over 40 or 50 doesn't mean you have to use it or that it's the best. I'm just using it today because it sure is pretty. All right, today I'm going to use kind of a weird setting powder. So this one is from Morphe and it's a bake and set powder. I don't bake anything, but it's, and I don't even know if you call this stuff Morph or Morphe, whatever. It's pink though. You can tell my voice is being weird. I said it's pink though, and I sounded like I was a 12-year-old boy, maybe 13. Pink. Like cracking all over the place. And I'm just gonna use a little bit of it. I like the pink because it really balances out the skin tone. It also brightens a little bit, so it's really pretty. It's normally like to go under eyes for brightening, but I'm not putting a bunch of powder under my eyes, girlfriend, no way. But it just brightens up, and it's got a pretty nice fine texture to it. See how I'm just barely dabbing it along. Now I'm getting some on my eyelids because I already got foundation on my eyelids. And this big fatty brush. This one's by Real Techniques. See how it's white on the ends? So it's a little thinner. So it like spreads out really nice. So it's not a fat, heavy powder brush, so it won't really pack it on you. Okay, so right now I want to use, now check this out. This is from Bobbi Brown. Now notice Bobbi Brown is not with Bobbi Brown anymore. She's a makeup artist who actually has gone over to the brand called Jones Road. But this is, her original brand was just Bobbi Brown, and this is still available. It's still a brand. But this is an under eye, almost like a primer, moisturizer or something, I don't know. But it's got vitamin E in it. So it's super moisturizing. And you guys, I'm not an influencer or anything for like Bobbi Brown or Real Techniques, a lot of the brands I like to use. But I will tell you, I got this under eye stuff, I'll find out what it's called in a second, over at Ulta, and it was about 60 bucks. It's just like an eye cream, but it's really nice for under concealer and right under your eyes. And I do like to use it occasionally when I feel like I need something real thick under my eyes. Normally I use a kind of a thin eye cream or lightweight eye cream because I don't want it to be too much. But I'm telling you, with the weird weather around here, I have gotten kind of dry, like, yeah. So now I want to go ahead and move on to some eyeshadow while that moisture is kind of soaking in down there. I'm going to start with a cream colored powder. It's not a cream eyeshadow, it's just cream colored. It's just a little single. I usually will use this no matter what skin shade my client has, anything like that, just to start as the base. So I'm going to show you this really great simple eyeshadow. And I'm starting with the first shade as the base, and it's my lightest shade that I'll be choosing today. Going from my lashes to brows and side to side with a fat eyeshadow brush. Now I'm swapping over to this little trio, a simple little dude. And this one also is by Jafra Cosmetics from their beauty collection, and it's called Sienna. But you can see it's kind of weird. You're like, what's up with that? But check this out. So I'm gonna take that kind of camel color, if you will, and get it right in my crease. And I'm still using that fat eyeshadow brush. Let me come closer to you. And you can see it's just adding some depth and a lot of warmth into my eyelid there, which is great for popping some blue eyes or some green eyes, or even if you have brown eyes that have a little bit of gold in them, this will really pop that out. All right. I'm gonna get a little more on this side and just bringing it up towards my brow. Now, if you have hooded lids, which so many of us do, the problem is we don't bring the eyeshadow up high enough. You know, we open our eyes and we're like, ah, my eyeshadow disappears because I have hooded lids. We'll just bring it up a little higher. Get crazy. All right, now I'm gonna take a smaller eyeshadow brush. It's still kind of fluffy, but it's smaller than that last one. And now I'm gonna use this kind of cinnamon color, okay? I'm just taking a little bit of that and I'll put it over here in the outer corner and just fade it towards my nose. So really, I'm just focusing on getting this outer area deeper and kind of accented. Now, if you have medium deep to deep skin tone and you want these colors to pop more, if you need them to be more pigmented, you can double them up and also maybe start with a concealer on your eyelid. This eyeshadow trio is a really simple trio, easy to use. It's not that high pigment, gotta be careful, gotta be a makeup artist. It's just a beautiful kind of everyday palette that, you know, it could be a go-to easily. All right, some of that deeper shade out here, and see, I'm just popping it in and then fading it about halfway over. So I don't have like a specific formula, you know, like put it down here and, you know, shape it up there and give it the molecular structure of the hypotenuse. You know, it's not very scientific. It's more just like popping it on, just, okay, so just know you just want to keep that darker shade on the outer area and then blend it toward the nose. You just don't want to see where it ends or begins, if that makes sense. Okay, that's so dang pretty. I love these colors. You guys have to try this. Again, this one, now if you've got something similar, get down on it, girl. Use that, those beautiful warm shades like that. But this one is called Sienna. Again, it's by Jafra Cosmetics, and you can find the link in the description of this video because I know my son, the most fabulous editor ever, I know my son will put that link in there for you guys. But absolutely, feel free to use what you got. Don't feel obligated to use this one. So now you're like, well, what on earth do you do with this weird red shimmer? It's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna put it right here with this little smudger brush. But I'm just putting it in the middle. Okay, that's pretty good. And then I'll take that deeper shade, that cinnamon one I just used, and I'll put it on the outer area, just for a little extra definition. So it almost ombres in from the brown to the reddish color, like my blush went from the brown to the pink and faded it over, okay? Now I wanna do an eyeliner real quick, but I don't wanna do a wing today, so I'll just do the fat triangle. Now, if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you're probably extremely familiar with fat triangle technique. It has kind of taken over. A lot of my subscribers, my friends, and a lot of my clients that come in for one-on-one tutorials have really adopted the fat triangle technique. It's really simple for those of us that don't see great. And you know what? I think a lot of my techniques really cater to that if you don't see really, really well. You don't have to get it perfect. All right, just thicker on the outside and fade towards the nose. And as usual, it's a little crooked. But as usual, I'm gonna work it out. Yep, I'm gonna work it out. So I don't know if you guys are keeping up with like trends and all of that jazz that's going on in the makeup world, but it feels like just about anything goes really in makeup, which I really like. I like that there doesn't seem to be a wrong. Like it's okay. Like, of course you don't want to do things that age you or don't bring out your best features. Maybe you don't want to like hide your best features or close them off or something, but I just have noticed that there's so many different things you can do. It feels like there's a little bit of a freedom, which is really nice. You don't have to be perfect, which is super cool for, you know, us that are mature ladies, if you will. I don't know what else you should call us. If we're not mature women, like, what's a good thing to say we are? Let me know in the comments if you've got any ideas, like what's a better thing to call a mature woman other than just a mature woman. All right, so just popping in a little bit of black liner and trying to even it out because it's way fatter on one side, but you know what, that's okay. Once I get my mascara on, it's gonna be all right. Honestly, I don't have to get that part perfect, and I want you to feel comfortable in that too. It does not have to be perfecto, okay? So, a little bit of mascara. Get it from the root to the tip. And really try to get some volume out of them suckers, because I'm not gonna do falsies today, which is really the beauty of finding a great mascara, whatever one you like. Once you find a good one, man, doesn't that feel amazing? Like, you know, you can trust it, you know you're gonna get what you pay for. But that's how I feel with this one. My sister, for example, I think she loves the Voluminous, and I think that's by L'Oreal. That's her favorite. She's always had massive eyelashes too. All right, check those out. Yeah, that looks good. All right, and there we have it, folks. I'm gonna head over to the other eye and I'll be right back. All right, and just like that, I'm back. I went ahead and finished my other eye, did my lashes, and then I popped on some brow powder. Since I have those permanent makeup brows, I just need to put a little eyeshadow on them to bring them back to life, because they disappear when I get foundation all over them. So remember, I had gone under my eyes with that under eye cream that I was telling you about, that Bobbi Brown brand. Vitamin Enriched Eye Base, that's what it's called. I couldn't remember, I was like, it's eye something or other. Eye Base is what it's called. And remember I told you I just grabbed that over at Ulta. It's not cheap though. But when you need a little extra moisture underneath that concealer or foundation, something that is enriched like that is a good idea. All right, so now I'm gonna go to concealer. And today I want to use, I normally will just use foundation, especially if I'm feeling dry under the eyes. But, you know, Tarte, this is a tiny travel one. I got this when I was traveling and forgot my concealer. Tarte has typically had their liquid concealer for under the eye, and it's called Shape Tape. I know they have a couple other ones, but this one was like a creamy version of it, because Shape Tape is a little too dry for me. I think my skin's just too mature for the kind of things that, you know, maybe my daughter would use. But when I saw that they had a creamy version and it was a little travel size, I thought, well, crackers, I'll go ahead and give it a whack and see what happens. But it wasn't quite creamy enough, to be honest with you. I felt like I still looked a little cracky under the eyes after I first used it, you know, because I try to take it really easy under my eyes, and I don't use a lot of concealer under there. You know, like I said, I use foundation, you guys, but using that vitamin E enriched eye base, I wanted to give this a try again. Because it's the creamy one, I thought, well, maybe that'll make a difference. And you can see I'm just using the fluffy concealer brush. This one's also by Real Techniques. And just really giving it a gentle tap and pat under there, and then swooping it down so it'll blend into my blush. And slicing a little bit here to sharpen up my eyeshadow. It gives a little bit of a lifted look too because it's highlighted. All right, now I gotta quickly get to that other side so it doesn't dry on me. That's another thing I like about using concealer, or I mean foundation instead of concealer. It doesn't really dry so much. You can work with it a little bit longer if you need to, but that's okay because I really wanted to show you some brightening stuff today to help with that perfect canvas. Notice how I did my concealer so much later in the game. Now, if you've already been following me for a little while, that's no surprise to you. But if you're new here, first of all, welcome. Second of all, don't let that freak you out. I just really like to do my concealer way later, and I even do that on my clients because then you can sweep out fallout. You're saving concealer till later, so it's like a little bit fresher. It doesn't take all the abuse while you're going all around your face. And you can really just keep it nice and subtle and light. I go over my lips just a tiny bit to prep for lip liner. And there we have it. That looks really nice. I will back blend now with a little bit of blush. Can you say that 5 times fast? Back blend with blush. I probably would bite my tongue if I tried to say it again and faster. All right. I will set again with just a little bit of powder. You don't have to do this part. It's just part of like maintaining that look as you go. If you see getting shiny anywhere, just feel free to put a tiny bit more powder there. All right. I think my eyes look great, especially without even having falsies. I think they're beautiful, and I haven't even done shimmer on the inner corner, anything. Just a really simple, pretty look. Now I want to go to lip liner, but I'm going to do a nutmeg today, which is a little on the brown side. But it, you know, it's nutmeg. It's like a spicy brown. Oh, there's no way I'm going to be able to see with that mirror. Let me swap over to my magnifier. Good Lord. And the problem with that is I see 5 hairs and 22 wrinkles I didn't see before. It is what it is. I feel like magnifying mirrors are like a necessary evil. I just want you to remember though, when you're using a magnifying mirror and you see things in there that you don't like, don't focus on it, okay? Don't let it get to you because your friends don't look at you that close. Nobody can see you that close. Nobody's looking at that. And if they are that close, you may want to consider a restraining order because that's weird. All right. So that's a really long wear formula. I want to take a little brush and just buff it through because this is going to help me get it into those little lines and wrinkles. So I just pressed it into the little lines. You can see it's that spicy brown I was telling you about. But now I want to go in the middle with a lighter, almost peachy color. But what's going to happen is it's going to blend really beautifully with this lip liner and almost like an ombre effect again. Are you sensing a theme here? Where, you know, everything's kind of going together. There it is. It took me a minute to find it. And using my ring finger to smooth it out and a little bit of concealer right in the middle. To create that lighter effect. And my friends, I am finished with that. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it. I don't think I need to do any shimmer or anything. I think it's beautiful. I may go back and add a little bit more blush because I like to stack a powder on top of my cream if I need more like impact from it, but so far so good. So you'd think I would learn not to talk while I'm doing setting spray. Some things I'm a little slow with. So I'm using a dewy finish setting spray because I'm gonna stick with that I need more moisture kind of theme I'm working with today. Now let's get these wacky barrels out of my hair. And I used a giant curling iron today, way bigger than usual. So I'm not gonna have like the ringlets I normally have, but I'm hoping to have some volume. I just was in the mood for a fatter curling iron today. Go figure. I think I got them all out. Whoa, hello. Yeah, I don't know that was a mistake at all. Check that out. Miss Texas is in the house. All right, I don't know what's going on here, but I like it. That was a big fat barrel that I used, and it was pretty hot too. You gotta be careful with that stuff. You don't want to burn your hair off, especially when it's thinning like mine. I'm like, no, those are my last 3 hairs. Sometimes I feel like Homer Simpson with 3 hairs on my head. Thicken it up back there. Give it some shakes. All right, I think I might be pushing it there on time. I think I might be taking too long on my hair. That was just really fun. Like, I did not expect that volume. Like, woohoo! Who cares if I push the time right? You guys are hanging with me for at least a little bit. And now I have that song in my head. Who else had to go to a school dance and figure out how to dance to Push It by Salt and Pepper? Push it real good. Like, what kind of like dance do you do to that, for the love of Pete? And the lyrics to that song, I won't even go into it. It's not that kind of channel. Let me do lipstick. Teeth check. All right, you guys, thank you so much for popping in with me today. I so enjoy being able to do this for you. So I appreciate your subscriptions, all your amazing comments. You know, I love questions. So any way that I can help you figure out what's right for you or what type of techniques you'd like to learn, please let me know. Thanks again for joining me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And please know that I love you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day.